on Twitch, and we're going to be streaming on Lee Chess as we have been the last couple weeks. There's lots of players online here, and I'm looking to play some fast, sort of classical games or slower Blitz. Try to find the good time control between Blitz and classical, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or faster, maybe 5 minutes tops. So hopefully get the stream started soon here. I'm going to try to jump into maybe standard games or fast Blitz. So there's some weird time controls, people looking for longer games, a lot of players. Let's see. 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 8 seconds, 15 minutes, 8 seconds. I don't want to play crazy long games, but let's see. Hopefully get a stronger opponent. Some players looking for casual games. I'd rather play a rated game. I feel that players are a little more serious when you play rated. Sometimes they kind of mess around on the casual games. There's a 5-3. Let's try to play this just for a little warm-up game. Hamin Rasul. Alright. I've been playing a lot of English type stuff. I had this game today in the Hungarian Team Championship. My opponent played G6 there. So E6 is a little more solid than G6. Mikloping liked the Mikey game I went over. Oh man, you know, this Mikey game... Yeah, it's kind of like you have to be pretty advanced to appreciate this game, I think. To some players it might even be boring, but I thought it was really a very inspiring game. That's the tequila game, believe it or not. I really thought this game that Adams... When I saw that game, Mikloping, I thought that Adams just... He just flat out, like, understands chess, like, completely. I thought I just had an epiphany. I can understand chess completely after watching this game, but it's not so easy. I mean, not one game is ever going to, like, teach you to understand chess completely. So, Hamin Rasul plays, but thanks for checking out the YouTube. Hamin Rasul plays this weird move B6, and he gets himself in trouble on the diagonal. I wonder if Queen A4 is worth playing. It's a Blitz game. I'm going to play it. It develops. I'm not castled yet. That's the only thing that bothers me, just a tiny bit here. But I'm threatening to take on C6. Queen C7, Bishop F4. And, you know, he can't do anything crazy like Knight H5. He would hang his D-pawn. Now black is lost. So, Knight B5. Okay, this is just a warm-up game, guys. We are playing 5-3 against a random opponent I've never seen before. Of course, there's a lot of players on Lee Chess now, so it's hard to know all your opponents. But I don't know which is the best here. I can take on F7 and win like a rook. So, Lewis Ward 4. What's up? Welcome to my stream. Guys, I'm going to take this rook. So, I'm streaming most weekdays, everybody. I'm in Europe. I live in Hungary. And so I'm streaming weekdays, morning time mostly. I'm a little worried about this, that this guy's getting some counterplay here. But what can I do? If I do anything else... He's going to get the exchange back here? Really? He takes with a knight. Why would he do that? Yeah, I don't know, but we're going to win at least an exchange. But I think Hamin Rasul could have taken with the king there, no? So this way he's not getting his material back. Welcome to the stream, guys. International Master William Pascal. We're playing on Lee Chess. I was just... Mikloping was talking about a game I went over on YouTube. And you can check it out at Video Chess Training on YouTube. Dude wants a rematch. I'd normally give rematches, but he canceled anyway. So, I mean, I like to play some of the people in the stream if I get a chance. I don't know if the stream... I guess the stream's up. If Lewis Ward is on... I don't know. Does the stream up? I mean, up on Lee Chess or not? I'm not sure. But, We can play some faster sort of standard classical games or Blitz, but not like really fast Blitz. So I'm going to max it out at 5 minute and try to play a little bit slower if I can for instructional purposes, as I do during my weekday stream. So let's see. Feel free to challenge me if anybody caught the stream yet. Lewis, I don't know if you are just following me or if you followed me from Lee Chess, because I've got only 8 players so far just joined in. But we try to play like slower games and try to get some really instructional value from this streaming rather than just me showing how well I can play 3-minute chess. So also want to try to play stronger opponents, and there's a 9-minute game, but it's a 1600. Like to play people like on the higher end of the teens. Like I'd like to play 1900. Usually I can get a pretty good game against those guys. Mostly the stronger players play fast, and I can understand that. A lot of people are paranoid about computers. And let's see, here's a 5-5. Let's see if we can play 5-5. That's a cool time control. It counts as classical. And the guy's like 1950, so he can be pretty good. Knight f3, d5. This is a position, guys, where for a long time I was trying to play the ready with white, but I'm at the point now where I'm just going to be like honest. I just don't think white can get an edge after c4, d4. Flat out, I don't think white can get an advantage. I think that black just equalizes. I'm not going to pretend to try to get something with white after d4 for black. So I just have to play d4. And black has bishop f5 in that position, which is an interesting move. So I think if you want to play the white side of the Slav or the Queen's Gambit, you should just go for it with like d4 and c4 on move 1 and 2. It seems like if you play knight f3 and then you transpose to queen pawn games, you just give black some kind of move orders that make life difficult. So this is like a weird Chigorin now. I could play takes on d5 and then e4, d5. That looks strong, actually. This is an inaccurate move order by black. Yep. It's kind of like playing knight c6 too early in the Grunfeld or in the Alekhine's defense or something like that. So here, I don't know, he has to play knight b8. He can play knight b4 and not lose a piece, but I mean, his knight is going to get kicked back to a6. So here, you know, does he get some justification? Like, he's got almost no development, but he can chip away at my center with like c6 and e6. And does that justify this? Not really enough, you know. So now, do we throw in a check on b5? I don't see that really doing a whole lot. I think now white needs to concentrate on development. And still black has e6 at some point. I'm going to play quietly with bishop e2. If he plays e6 now, I could think about taking on e6, when he probably has to take with a piece, so kind of lose a tempo. c6 looks like an interesting move, but leaves black's development like seriously lagging. So here's a choice. I can castle, I can play takes on e6. I'm going to take. I just talked about this. It seems like probably nothing for white, but I was thinking maybe I have a little advantage. I guess I could get more a different way. Maybe I have to play like queen b3 or just... It's a little bit of a wimpy decision, I guess. He trades queens. I don't know. I should take with the bishop, I suppose. It would be fine if I was already castled. This looks good for me if he takes with the pawn. But if he takes with the queens, and if he trades queens and plays bishop takes e6, I think black should be almost equal. In retrospect, I shouldn't take on e6. If I was already castled, I would get the file. So, okay, this is weird. Okay, black taking back with the bishop on e6, letting me take and take away his right to castle. Not really a good idea for black. So now knight g5 probably pockets the bishop pair, and he doesn't really have too much compensation. Maybe some d4 control. I'll take it. Welcome everybody to my stream. Welcome Chunk Knuckles, Shunken, and Messy Answer. You should click the graph sign. Your rating is all 2s. Nigel played the Chigorin against Kasparov in '93. Nigel and his matches with Kasparov. Bishop b4. I like the last one, you know. Really relevant. Knight takes e6 check. Not a big Nigel fan. He's a good player. I mean, I don't want to take away from him, but you know what? F takes e6, bishop d2. So let's see here. So he's got a little bit of d4 control, but I like white. And his e7 square now for the king, you know, almost looks okay. Still there's like bishop g5 check. Bishop g5 check. I could play a3, and that looks like it probably just chases him to c5 here. Bishop g5 check, and what do I do? And then rook f3. Then he's got all kinds of moves. This is a bit weird. May have to let him damage my structure by taking on c3 at some point. On the other hand, if I play a3, I am weakening my position a bit. But it's Blitz. We got to make a decision. I don't think he's going to play like knight a5 to b3 and checkmate me or something. So we can afford a little bit of weakness on b3. Shavaninga, welcome to the stream. You can't think of any other high-level Chigorins. I think Mr. Morozevich would like to have a word with you, you know? He's the defender of the Chigorin, and he might... I think he's a little stronger than Nigel, but, you know, he's not exactly the picture of consistency. Bishop g5 check. Morozevich has a very Chigorini style. So now, I was thinking about this, that he can't take on f2. That's the first kind of primary like idea, but he's got the d4 square under control, which is sort of annoying. So what do we do here? Bit awkward. It's a bit awkward, and we need to make a decision. Yeah, knight. I don't know, man. I may have to put my king on b1 and just sort of hang out and see what happens. He could have some tricks. Bishop takes f2, rook f1, king g6. This at least gives me access to the c7 pawn. If he, I don't like h. He should have gone for the bishop takes f2. So I could have played bishop h5 check. I don't know if I want my bishop up there right away. Now c7 is hanging where it wasn't before when my king was on c1. So I think that's going to come into play here. f3. Yeah. I think we're going to play f3. We have no good place. Bishop h5 just leaves the bishop out there, basically in limbo. c7 is going to be his problem here. I think it's just gone now. And that's cool. It was hanging for so long, I think he didn't realize it was hanging anymore because I just didn't take it, but finally had time to take it. Sometimes there's that mutual hallucination, you know, if it doesn't fall for enough moves, you just like stop defending it. And now, yeah, this is the awkward thing about the position I was talking about. Although I have b4, and b4 could be tricky. It's a bit weakening, b4. Maybe bishop d6 takes on e. Bishop d6 is interesting. The problem with bishop d3, it's so passive.